section 7.1, adding, subtracting polynomials, and combining scalar multiples of polynomials. These are our learning targets for our Learn from Home edition. Go ahead and write those down. Boop. We're going to do a couple examples. We're going to perform the indicated operations. Usually that's what the instructions say to do. So if you need to, take a moment, pause the video, write them down on a piece of paper somewhere, and then we're just going to jump right in. So if you need to pause it now, because I'm going to jump in. All right. First problem, we look at it. We've got polynomial plus polynomial. We got to add these things together. Well, we look at it, well, let's find the term with the largest exponent on the variable. That's how we kind of work with polynomials. Look at the exponents, what one's got the biggest one, or the biggest, or look at the variables, the terms with the biggest exponent on the variable. Excuse me. So look here, like, that's an x to the fourth. Are there any other x to the fourths? Nope, 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 nope. It's all by itself. And this is addition. Adding. How do we know it's adding? There's a plus sign. That means we're adding. So basically when we're adding, we're just combining like terms. So here we got a 5x to the fourth. We just write it as 5x to the fourth because there's nothing else to combine it to. Then we disregard it. Like, cool, got it. Where's the next biggest variable to exponent? That's right here. 7x to the third, and it is a negative 7x to the third. Remember, the operation in front is always, this is always applying to the thing to the right. It's not on the 5x, it's a minus 7x to the third. There are no other x to the third, so we just drop that down as well. So minus 7x to the third. Boop, boop. Now we look through, we get the x to the fourths done, we get the x to the thirds done. Now we're going to find our x squareds. We are adding them, so here we have a 3x squared, and here we have a minus 5x squared. We go 3 minus 5 is negative 2, so we have minus 2x squareds. All right, we're just combining our x squareds. We got 3 of them, that's 5 of them, it's negative 2 of them. Now, disregard those. Took care of them. And we look, all right, regular x's, we got a plus 5x, we got a plus 3x, we got a 3 plus 5 in this case. That's 8. So here we have plus 8x. Took care of the regular x's. Boop, boop. Now we have a plus 2, a plus 8, that's a plus 10. That's our final answer. We look at it, it's nice in standard form. In other words, it starts with the variable with the biggest exponent first, ends with the constant, if there's a constant, and these exponents go in decreasing order. And we look at them each term. There are no like terms, right? 5x to the fourth, 7x, minus 7x to the third. All these exponents are different. All right, let's move on to subtraction. Subtraction's a little different because, well, it's not addition. Here we got, well, this, you can read, minus that. Here, we know it's minus, we know it's subtracting, because that's a minus symbol. So instead of just combining like terms like we did up here with adding, we're going to take this subtraction and we're going to apply it to everything in this second polynomial. Because what we're doing is we're taking this thing minus all of this thing. So here it's like minus 4x, minus 5, minus negative 6x squared. So that's like taking away a debt of 6x squared, which is the same as like adding 6x squared. So first step is going to be applying this negative or this minus. We're going to apply it like a negative 1 via distributing, like multiplying by negative 1 and everything here. So I'm just going to rewrite all of this, but applying that negative, which is just going to flip all the signs. So I get a minus 4x minus 5 plus 6x squared minus x to the fourth plus x squared. So each of these signs switches because we're subtracting, like minus 4x minus 5 minus negative makes it a plus, minus x to the fourth minus negative x squared plus x squared. Now we have switched all the signs, we've applied that minus. Now we can just combine like terms. So we're going to say exact same thing we did here now. We're just going to combine straight up. What's the biggest exponent on the variable? Right here. Boom. It's x to the fourth again. doesn't match with any of these, doesn't match with any of those. So here we go, negative x to the fourth. And we disregard that now. We're like, all right, x to the thirds. Oh, that's right here. Boop. Anything else? Nope. So here we just go plus 4x to the third because it's positive, so it's plus. Then we look here and we're like, aha, minus x squared plus 5x squared. Ooh, plus 6x squared plus x squared. So here we have a negative x squared, so it's like a negative 1 plus 5, and then plus 6 plus 1. Because that's the plus 1. We got 1x squared there. When it's an x squared, or if it's like one thing, we don't really write the 1 because 1 times anything just itself. So here we have negative 1 plus 5 plus 6 plus 1. Negative 1 and 1 make 0. 5 and 6 make 11. So here, that's 11. So we go plus 11x squared. And we disregard all those now. We took care of them. Boop, we combine them all up. Then we look at our x's. We got a minus 3x and a minus 4x. Negative 3 and negative 4 combine to get more negatives. Remember, we're combining. We're not multiplying. We're combining. So it's minus 7x. Choop, choop. And we look through. There's only one constant, one thing without an x. So we just bring that down, minus 5. And that is our final answer. Notice once again, written in standard form. Variable with the largest exponent first. Constant at the end, going in decreasing order. All right. Now we're going to go to, well, we got one more problem. Hold tight. Make sure you have that written down. Boop. So one more problem. Sorry for this big old mess. Ugh. So this problem is slightly different than the other ones because these numbers out front. Those numbers out front are telling me how many of each polynomial that we have. So with this one, we have 4 of these polynomials, these 7x to the third plus 9x to the fourth minus 6x squared plus x minus 5. We have 4 of them. And then we are subtracting 3 of these things from this. So we're subtracting 3x squared plus 2x to the third minus x to the fourth plus 6. So what we got to do here is anytime you see a number right next to parentheses, that's implied multiplication. And because there's addition and subtraction inside those parentheses, we can use the distributive property to bring that multiplication through. So we're going to do that as our first step. So here we have a positive 4 parenthesis, that means positive 4 times. We're going to bring that positive 4 through, multiply it by everything in here. And when we are multiplying, what we're doing is we're multiplying the numbers and keeping the x to the whatever as is. We're saying, how many of these do we have? Well, we have 7x to the third 4 times. Well, that's 28x to the third. So we're multiplying. So, all right, 4 times 7 is 28. So I have 28x to the third. 4 9x to the fourths, that's plus 36x to the fourth. Because, well, 4 times 9 is 36. Here, we get a negative 24x squared. Notice a minus becomes a minus there. A plus is a plus there. Plus 4x minus 20. So we just multiplied everything in there by a 4. Now what we're going to do is we look at the next part, and here we are subtracting 3 of these groups. So we're going to basically take this subtraction, like with that previous problem, we brought that negative through. In this case, we're going to bring it through as a negative 3 when we distribute, when we multiply. Because we're taking away 3 of those groups, we're just going to multiply each thing in there by negative 3. So we distribute this negative 3, everything in here, and we get a minus 9x squared minus 6x to the third plus negative times negative is positive, 3x to the fourth minus 18. Notice what was positive is now negative, and what was negative is now positive because of that minus, because we're multiplying by a negative. And everything got 3 times bigger, absolute value wise. Now we look through here like, check it out. We just got a bunch of terms combined with plus and minus with addition and subtraction. We're going to once again look through, find the variable with the biggest exponent, and combine like terms. So here I have 36x to the fourth. Here I have 3x to the fourth. no other x to the fourths. 36 plus 3 is 39. X to the fourth. Boom. Boom. Cross them out to like keep track of what you already done. Now we look through like, hey, 28x to the third minus 6x to the third. 28 minus 6, 22 x to the third. Boop, boop. X squared. We have negative 24x squared minus 9x squared. Now they're both negative, right? Check it out. Minus. It's going to get more negative. So negative 24 minus 9 is going to put us at negative 33 x squared. Yep. Oh, there's only one thing with a regular x, so we just bring that down. Plus 4x. And then we got a minus 20 and a minus 18. Combine those. Once again, they're both negative, or both minus, right? So they become more negative, so a minus 38. There's our answer, written nicely in standard form. Biggest exponent first on the variable, constant at the end, no repeated variable to the same exponent, right? It's x to the 4, x to the third, x squared, x, and constant. All right, so that is basically the skills you need for section 7.1 for this Algebra 1 section. Comment below if you got any questions. Thanks.